All right, my friends, how are you today? Aaron here bringing you your full moon horoscope. It's going to happen on February 16th, 2022. We've got the moon moving into the sign of Leo, which means the sun, of course, is illuminating in the sign of Aquarius. Now, Aquarius is about the big vision, the big picture. We're seeing in the future. We're using technology just like this. We're connecting social sign, right? The community sign, Aquarius. We're connecting with other people. We're connecting and seeing what can we create. You know, when we come into life in the early aughts, when we're first born, we're just experiencing the world that's already created around us. We don't know anything. For all we know, this is how it's been for thousands or millions of years. We didn't know about dinosaurs. We didn't understand that just 200 years ago, how different things were. We didn't understand how 100 years ago, how different things were. And the older we get, the more that we understand this community of individuals have just made up all these rules of what it means to be alive, of what it means to feel, to express ourselves, of what it means to be a human, or what is the appropriate way to live as a human being here on this planet. It's very fascinating. The curriculums for school, A, B, C, D. We've all made this stuff up. So this community here, we get together and we want to connect with one another. And we want to learn, and we want to challenge one another, which is one of the beautiful parts about the sign of Aquarius, is it wants to challenge. Although it's a fixed sign, it often, the energy, the water in the air that allows electricity to flow. So this is dealing with electricity. It deals with, you plug this in, boom, we're going to get power. So all of a sudden, if you touch this button, that power button, and that's what we're doing sometimes when we poke, we ask questions. Now, the moon over here in the sign of Leo is saying, I need to be myself. The sun rules the sign of Leo. So right now, the sun is in its opposite. The sun is in its fall. It's in its weakest place it can be in the zodiac, in the sign of Aquarius. It's far away from home. Okay? So this is where we get confused a bit. This is where it says, okay, now I'm an individual. I'm going to go out into this world. This world has been created before I ever existed into it. Although we have this knowledge that there is no world without mind entering into it first, there still seems to be a very real reality that exists beyond my experiencing it, right? So we go out into this world and we learn. We're learning how to be. We're learning who we are as individuals. And often what can happen is we lose our identity in the crowd. So that's why this particular Leo full moon has a lot of value and a lot of weight to it. We have a lot of Capricorn energy. Mercury has just moved into the sign of Aquarius. All right, moving through its shadow. Venus is still moving through its shadow. Venus and Mars are conjunct here the day of the full moon on Wednesday. Again, whatever day you're watching this. So again, happy Sunday Fun Day. Happy Valentine's Day to the lovers. Lots of good information coming. So let's continue. Let me show you the chart and we'll get into it. We have a grand square, a cardinal square between the nodes at 27 degrees, dealing with the muck of the past, dealing with the future that we're trying to create. We want to create solid ground. We want to create a solid foundation for the future that we're creating. And emotionally, we need to step up to the plate. Now, what does that mean when you step up to the plate? One, that means you've done your work. It means you're not afraid to risk it. It means you're not afraid to swing out. You're not afraid to miss the ball. You're stepping up to the plate. Now, Leo is a huge leader in the zodiac. Okay, we have got a lot of Leo. We've got Leo energy, where the moon is. We've got Capricorn energy, leader of the zodiac. We've got Aquarian energy, leader of the zodiac. These three signs is a lot of leadership mentality here with these three signs. The sun, nobody tells the sun to stop shining brighter. No one tells the sun to stop shining. And even if they did, sun's not going to do it, right? So this is you. This is your ego. This is your excitement. Healthy expression of ego. Not like give me more ego, feed me ego. Healthy expression of your ego. So, no one can tell you to stop being less of yourself. You're you. And we love you. And that's why we love you. You're you. So no one's telling us, no one is trying to tell us to be smaller. Let me break this up a couple different ways. So when we are young, or not even young, if we choose to throw our power away, we ask people questions that we already know the answers to. We ask someone permissions of things that we know that they're going to say no to, but we ask them because we assume that they're in a position of power and that we are not. We're the kid. I know I can't watch TV right now, or I know I can't have a piece of cake because it's 10 p.m. at night or whatever it is, but you're going to ask anyway to see if you can get away with it. What's the answer? The answer is no. You already know this. So where is your responsibility now? This is little kid stuff, asking for a piece of cake at 10 o'clock. If you want to eat a piece of cake at 10 o'clock at night, do whatever you want. So we're talking about bigger aspects in life. When we're giving our power away to somebody by assuming a smaller position, when we're stepping up to the plate, when we're stepping up and I'm saying, I am here, I am ready, I am present, I exist, I've done the work, I've done the due diligence, I'm not afraid to be myself. I'm not afraid to put into the work. I'm not afraid to put in the work. Mars, Venus conjunction here at 16 degrees. I mean, look how almost spot on this is. 16 degrees, 57, 56. Right at the same time, 27 degrees, 59, 27 degrees, 59. This perfect full moon, and Venus and Mars conjunct here in the sign of Capricorn. This is a big, big, big deal. Not to mention that Pluto itself is at 27 degrees as well, creating a quincunx to the moon here, which these two energies don't see each other. We don't see how are we evolving? How are we stepping up and becoming a greater leader? Taking all of our creative self-expression energy, taking all of this beauty and power and authority, strength, consistency, persistence, right? All of this beautiful energy here that the sun has to offer. And I'm pointing at the moon, but I'm saying sun because we're dealing with Leo in the 5th house. All of this energy. And it's saying, I don't really understand where my emotional needs to want to be strong, to want to get ahead, to want to stand up, to want to be leader. I don't always necessarily see how this is affecting me, but it is. And it's affecting everyone else around you as well in a positive way. What this is meaning is underneath, we've had these desires, these, launching rockets of desires, if we will, that's saying, I want part of my life to be more self-sufficient, to be more independent, to have the respect that I deserve. So it's like sometimes, if you don't know, if somebody doesn't know your title, they might not give you the respect that you're entitled to because they don't know your title. And, that can be a funny thing. Respect. We deserve respect. We're not always going to get it, and that's okay. All right. So this is this like, well, what are we going to do if we don't get the respect that we deserve? We've earned that title of doctor. We've earned that title. Somebody might walk on that or whatever. And are we going to throw a temper tantrum? Are we going to be dramatical? No. This is the point of the quincunx between the emotional moon in Leo and Pluto in Capricorn. It's like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If they're not going to, if somebody doesn't respect your title or give you what you want to impress to boost your own, or our own egos, it's not a big deal. But what is really important about this full moon is our individuality. This is extremely important. Our balance of our individuality, that we don't lose sight of who we are as people as we go out into the world with the world's agendas and the world's problems and the world's social, political things that we need to focus on. Tim and Mary's agenda over there might be very different than Jane and Joe's over here. And for Mary and Tim to expect Jane and Joe to have the same care, energy, you should care about this because I care about this. Well, that's very selfish. Very selfish, saying, oh, you need to like Moose Trex ice cream because I like Moose Trex ice cream, and you need to do this because I like this, and we can agree that this is what's best for. It's like, whoa, You know, this full moon is teaching us, and we have to let things go. This full moon is perfectly square to the nodes, okay? Square to the nodes. We have to let go of the emotions of what we think other people should be doing. Everybody is going toward their own place of comfort and security. Some people think comfort and security is getting the vaccine. Some people think comfort and security is not getting a vaccine. Some people think comfort and security is in a relationship. Some people think comfort and security is in a huge bank account. Some people think comfort and security comes with the joy, you know, of what you're doing with, you know, I might not have a lot of money, but I have a lot of love in my heart for what I do, you know, and that brings me my security. So it's like, well, what is security for everybody? You know, and we're having to undo what we think. You know, we can look at the sign of Scorpio, 8th house. This is what we've collectively brought together. So 7th house is about our partnerships, and 8th house, let's look at Taurus, you know, 2nd house deals with money, finances. This deals with my home. This is what keeps me safe and, you know, secure from the crazy snowstorm that's happening, where the snowflakes are this big right now. It's insane. Golf ball size snowflakes. You know, so this is what makes me feel safe. This is what makes me feel comfortable. This is a place I can rest my head securely. You know, I know I'm not vulnerable here. Now on the other side, emotional side, it is a little bit more vulnerable. This is the kind of emotions that we keep, you know, hidden up our sleeve. We don't really share all of this stuff with people. But furthermore, so it's like, I have my home and I have my finances and I have my bank account and I have my things. You know, so across the way in Scorpio here, this deals with a collective amount of things, a collective consciousness. You know, I have my house. Here we have a building. We have a building, and then we do this building. Well, we've got the South Node. What can we say the next 18 months? Just by that alone. If the North Node is Taurus, about creating infrastructures of homes that make us individually feel safe and secure, and we have the South Node, which we can kind of look at the South Node like the Tower card in Tarot, where it's like these things crumble. Okay, so the past 18 months has been a crumbling of philosophy and religions and ideology. Here we have the FDA telling us since 2000, the beginning of 2019, of how to live our lives safely for everybody. You know, we're talking about the same organization here that's told you that plants don't cure, plants don't heal, plants don't prevent or treat any disease or illness or ailments. But the only things that treat, cure, prevent disease are the things that are made in laboratories. Okay? If this isn't a huge wake-up call to humanity, that the FDA and the organizations that we put in charge of our health, they have other agendas going on. This is about money. Okay? This is not real. Their philosophy, their idea of what safe and healthy is, doesn't coincide or align or resonate with me at all. Do I put trust and value in the FDA? No. Does that mean you have to not as well? No, you can believe whatever you want. That's the beauty of this energy that we've got going on right now. So anyway, thoughts, philosophies, things like that, religious ideologies have been put in a huge change for the past 18 months. So now we've got it in Scorpio, and we see everywhere. Here in the United States, I'm in Metro Detroit, which Detroit has been an uprising city for a very long time. Despite what's on the news, there's a lot going on in the city, and there has been for quite a long time. But one of the things that are going along that I see all the time, because I do travel this country quite a bit, is big buildings, infrastructures that were corporate, are up for sale. Everybody's working from home right now. Technology, Saturn in Aquarius, independent individual. I'm my own boss. I don't need you to micromanage me and look over my shoulder while I make the daily astrology video, or while I make my, TPS reports and staple them to the top of my file. So it's like we have some independence, and we're using technology right now to connect with the world. We're using technology to be independent. We're using technology for our work to create monetary income. Okay. Uranus as well here this has got to be noted. Uranus here at 11 degrees, 11:11, doors are opening in Taurus. And Uranus rules Aquarius, technology. So again, we're using technology right now to break through the old tradition. You got to get up and you work your 9-to-5 job, and this is how it is. No, not anymore. This is a new age. That's how the age of Pisces was. You know, now we got to remember, we're talking just over 105 years ago, women were being arrested for walking and protesting in front of the White House for trying to vote. That's not the case now. A lot changed in just 105 years. The age of Pisces was 2,150 years ago. And if we look at the Sumerian calendar, that calendar ended in 2012 on December 21st when the solstice in December 21st, 2012. So that means we are in the age of Aquarius. This is a reinventing of life, a reinventing of what it means to be a human, a reinventing of how we communicate. Now, let's talk about that. This is a big one. So we have a septile. These are my favorite little connections here. Emotional moon in Leo. Leo is leadership. Leo. Capricorn, leaders. Aquarius, leaders. Not saying that the other signs aren't. Aries is a strong leadership as well. Every sign has a strong aspects to be leaders or to not, but specifically these three, we can throw Aries in as well, but I mean, they are more steer-headed kind of signs somewhat than the others. Anyway, personality traits and archetypes, no offense to anyone else. So, the moon here in Leo, leader, telling you to step up and do it even if it's difficult. This quincunx to Pluto is saying, yes, my friends, transform and change. Where you didn't think you could hit the curveball, the swing, whatever. You were too afraid to step up to the plate. It's saying you can now. You can. And you can what? You can have this communication. Something I say all the time. This is an African proverb that I absolutely love. The child who is shunned by the city will burn it down to feel its warmth. We know this is true. We see this with bullying in school. We see this with, the point of this particular astrological teachings is we have here, let's erase the concept of society and community that we know it for a moment. Just be with me, and we're going to just go back hundreds of years, and we're going to be Native Americans in a small teepee village, little community. Okay, let's just imagine that this is where we are. This is our community. This is our village. Our village, this is our city. This is the everything. Everybody, this is cheers. Everybody knows everybody. Relationships are not going to be different than they are now here. People are going to come together, love, and be like, yeah, you aren't for me and I'm not for you. We're going to split up. Brothers will fight. Sisters will fight, whether they're blood related or not. But they're still a part of the community. They're still part of the village. There might be a couple days you don't talk with one another. Maybe that's the healthiest approach. But you're still a part of the same community. Sun in Aquarius. You're still part of the same village. And you as an individual, Saturn in Aquarius, you as a leader, and your emotional needs, the moon in Leo, is expressing to us like, my God, let this pettiness of human dramas dissolve. Holding on to grudges is not a crown and serves us no good. It doesn't better us off. Now, as well, I will say this is extremely important to understand our boundaries and to respect our boundaries. However, people don't just disappear. And when we're in a village, a small community, people don't disappear like that. We're forced to see each other. If me and a brother fight, we're still going to be expected to go hunt together and find camaraderie, find unison, to work together in companionship for the greater good and put our differences to the side. So this is very loud as we have a Venus-Mercury or Venus-Mars conjunction happening. Okay, this is the masculine and feminine coming together in Capricorn, okay, which is about what? Commitment. Venus wants to commit. Venus wants to say yes in Capricorn. Mars is in the happiest place in the zodiac. Okay, Mars is in the happiest spot in the zodiac, and on the 16th, so these next couple of days, we should be feeling quite lovely, loving, excited, expressing. You know, the moon's moved out of Cancer over the weekend here, and on Monday, and moving into the sign of Leo. You know, so we should have this energy to ourselves that we're getting more excited, getting excited about life, getting excited about the little things, and not letting, you know, little petty stuff bother us or hold grudges that forces us to not communicate. It's one of the worst things we can do. To, you know, don't let this is something ayahuasca taught me. Don't let the longest smile you ever wear on your face be in your coffin. You know, life's short, and it's such a small world. And this energy is really, really, really expressing to us, like, we're going to run into each other. We're going to run into our ex. We're going to run into that person that we had beef with or a falling out with. And to step up and be the leader, to lead by example, and not to do it to belittle the other person, like, oh, I guess I'm going to have to be the leader here and do something about this because you won't. You know what I mean? Like, that's just doing nothing but stroking your own ego. And Pluto here is trying to, like, put the kibosh on that. Like, no, that's not necessary. It's not important. It's important about authenticity. You know, just being authentic. Hey, at the root of every argument is usually love. We love somebody so much. We love the project or the passion of whatever so much that we're fighting for it. And we want to preserve that. So when we come back to that place of love, pure unconditional love, this is the sun. Doesn't matter what we do here on this planet, how many wars we have, how many arguments we have, how many whatever, the sun doesn't say, I'm done with you humans, you know? And if that's the one thing we can take away from this astrology, is it. Not give up. Not give up on ourselves, not give up on other people, to understand that things change. The only constant in life is changing. That the buildings around us are going to fall, that the way that we used to work is going to change. You know, that's big picture stuff over the next year, but I mean, over this next week, let's stay focused on this week, I suppose. You know, good positive energy moving forward, staying focused and committing to whatever it is. If you're saying, I'm going to do this, commit to doing it. And if you want to hit 100%, you only hit 90%, don't be ashamed with yourself. Don't beat yourself up. Just be appreciative and glad that you got to what you did. And as long as we keep going and making those strides, that's what all of this fixed energy right now is telling us. Fixed energy with a lot of cardinal energy, a lot of Capricorn energy, and a lot of Aries energy. Well, still Chiron and Aries, of course. And lastly, we got this little sextile between Jupiter and Uranus. It's the last thing I'm going to talk about here, you know. Sextile is easy flow of energy between two different signs, water and earth. So we're talking about the evasive expansiveness of Pisces, illusions, but this can also be the magic that we manifest and make things real into our world. And it's like, how great can this relationship be? Let's make it real. How great can this opportunity be? Let's manifest it. We don't know. We don't know because we're thinking in a limited and small mind. The energy that's coming this year is very expansive. And if we choose to be present, stay present with ourselves, stay present with others, and not escape reality, we can do a lot of growth this year, and we can break the mold. And whatever that mold is, of whatever we thought it was to be a human, whatever thought we had it was to what love could be or what a job could be. You know, a couple years ago, we didn't think it was a possibility that we could be working at the convenience of our own homes. Life works in mysterious and unique ways. You know, and now a lot more people have that convenience and opportunity. Oh, now you can spend more time with your kids. Now your kids can learn from home. You know what I mean? So it's like things are constantly evolving and changing. And what was concrete and the way it was 2-3 years ago, 5, 10, 100 years ago, 2,000 years ago when the Bible was written, things are up for change. And it's time for us to step up to the plate and create that change and not let somebody else depict and determine. You know, this is how I'm going to end this. You know, I just got off the phone with a conversation with one of my mentors. So you guys, I don't talk about this a lot. I serve medicine down in Peru. I serve ayahuasca. I'm a shaman. I don't talk about this a lot. But now there's, you know, and this is where I learn a lot of my astrological teachings is from working with ayahuasca medicine. And it's like now there's these new courses coming out. This is a long video, I know, but there's these new courses coming out that are like, oh, you know, you want to be a psychedelic integration coach. You made that up. You know, you want to be a psychedelic integration coach, you know, because mushrooms are legal now or are becoming decriminalized, and ayahuasca and ketamine, you know, psychedelic ketamine retreats and stuff. These are all becoming like legal and like, wow, there's actually a lot of healing value in these. And again, the studies that were done in the 1970s that put the kibosh on these psychedelics were complete garbage. Anyway, so now we have these companies that say, oh, I'm going to cash in on that, and I'm going to teach you how to be a 12-month, you know, in 12 months, I'm going to teach you how to be a psychedelic facilitator, not psychedelic facilitator, but a psychedelic integration coach. It's like they made that up. They made up the curriculum. They made up the piece of paper that you get. They made up the diploma. The same thing is going to happen. In a few years, they're going to be like, okay, ayahuasca is legal, but you're going to have to take a class. And I'm going to laugh my ass off because it's like, no, this is so backward. You know, you step up and you do it. The thing is, where people are just making things up and saying you have to do this, and we're in a place of making up life. Make up life. You know, Bjork's got this song, make your own currency, make your own, you know, make your own currency, make your own, raise your flag, make your own flag, raise your flag, higher, higher, raise your flag. We're making it all up. We're making up what it means to be a human, my friends. So we get to step up to the plate, be that person of authority. We get to be the strong individual that says, I'm sorry. We get to be the individual that communicates. We get to be the individual in the community that still allows ourselves to be unique and not losing ourselves in the crowd. My friends, I love you. I'm going to cut it off there. I love you. It's good to be back. I hope you have a very happy Valentine's Day. I hope you have a very lovely full moon with all this energy going on. We'll see you very soon.